Hello, my friends. Welcome to our live community Q&A. If you're new to this community, I go live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific to answer your questions, chat all things acid reflux, GERD, LPR, gastritis, digestive health. My name is Molly Pelletier. I'm a registered dietitian specializing in reflux. I myself struggled with GERD for years, and that's why I started this YouTube channel and met all of you guys. So we have our first question from Kimberly. What causes pain and burping at the same time? I just posted about this on my Instagram. So many of our clients come to us with pain underneath the rib cage, pain in the chest, pain in the throat. There's definitely a big correlation with pain and reflux. So I'm not exactly sure where the pain is occurring, but both pain and burping can be symptoms of reflux. So we want to really look into all of the anti-reflux strategies in the reflux playlist on here. Make sure that you're applying them into your life. I've definitely had a lot of people message me just saying that they've really significantly improved or even healed their reflux symptoms and their GERD symptoms, LPR, with just the YouTube videos. So there's so much free information there to support you. So if you're joining, let me know where you're joining from. Let me know if you have any questions. One question that I had today was actually about pregnancy and reflux and why this happens in pregnancy. And we just released a podcast episode all about that. It's kind of similar to when your reflux symptoms can worsen or increase right before your cycle. Hormonal shifts can contribute to reflux. So we're seeing that in pregnancy, but also the increase of gastric pressure from the baby. Renee is from Michigan. Ashal and Aman, welcome back. What can I take for slow motility for gastritis as it's getting worse? Okay, so slow motility for gastritis. Gastritis can sometimes be caused by motility, slow motility, if food is hanging out in the stomach too long and fermenting. But these are almost usually two separate issues. But for slow motility, I like artichoke supplements. I like ginger, but sometimes ginger can be a little bit harsh on the stomach lining. So I like to think about lifestyle strategies more so than supplements when it comes to gastritis. Think about gastritis as the inflammation, the lining of your stomach is inflamed. So we want to give the lining of your stomach a break. So soft textured foods, well-cooked vegetables, things, stews, soups, smoothies, these can actually be really helpful if you're healing from gastritis. I also really like mucilaginous herbs here like slippery elm, DGL, that can be really soothing for gastritis. But when it comes to motility, walking after a meal, a 5-10 minute walk after a meal could be amazing for motility. We also want to think about stimulating your vagus nerve, supporting your nervous system. That's another really important way. So that could be a morning meditation or a morning gratitude list. Anything that shifts your body into the parasympathetic side of the nervous system, the rest and digest side of the nervous system, that can be amazing for your motility. If you just heard that, that's my oven. I'm cooking some vegetables and tofu in the oven right now. Ashal and Aman also asked about weight loss. Weight loss is really common with reflux because we often reduce our portion size, eliminate lots of different foods, and so we don't want to lose weight too rapidly. This can actually worsen digestive symptoms. So I really encourage you to think about small, frequent eating opportunities. You probably need to be eating every 2.5 hours if you're trying to gain weight. Small, frequent meals. You could also make like a really high calorie shake with like oatmeal and dates and hemp hearts and sip that throughout the day too, or sip a few sips at each meal, and then you get in this extra high calorie shake without even knowing it. Any sweet meals for gastritis? We definitely have a lot on the FLORA app, but I'm going to drop my free meal plan here because this is also reflux friendly. I'm going to just grab my free 3-day meal plan link. Hey, Leanne, trying to get off omeprazole, only taking 25 milligrams, but when I try and cut down, I get heartburn. So it's good you're taking 25 milligrams. And I haven't seen this come in the 25. I wonder if it's 20. But so omeprazole does come in a 10 milligram. And I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell you to go off medication. And I definitely recommend, talking to your doctor before you go off any medications. But omeprazole does come in a 10 milligrams. So that makes it a little bit easier of a PPI to lean off of because you can kind of gradually taper down. Yeah, Leanne, I think you're probably on the 20. So you could maybe, ask your doctor about alternating 10 and 20 for a couple weeks and leveling out, take your time, and that could be an easier transition. Cassili, I recently found out I have low B6 as well as low D. Could this be linked to how bad my reflux has been lately? Yes. Vitamin deficiencies can significantly impact digestion. So this is something I would really be on a high quality multivitamin. I personally really like the Thorne products. I don't have any affiliation with them, but I take the Thorne multivitamin. They also have a really good liquid vitamin DK2. So if you need more vitamin D to replete, depending on how low your vitamin D is, you probably need an additional vitamin D more than what is in the multivitamin. So something to think about there. Really great questions. Any other questions? Feel free to just drop them in the chat. So Lonar77, I've had LPR for nearly 2 years, endoscopy confirmed acid reflux, but no hernia, no LES issues during the test. Today I'm off the PPI and manage my situation well. My cause, in my opinion, is stress and vagus nerve. Yes. Amazing. Okay, thank you so much for saying this, and thank you for, also giving us some background on your story. I'm so glad that you took control of your health and your vagus nerve. I think this is a really big lesson a lot of people need to hear, is that it's not just about the food. Like, if it was as easy as just removing all the reflux triggers, we wouldn't be here. It is so much about our stress management. Lonar77 is asking, what stress relief practices can you recommend? So I think that this is such a great question, and it's kind of personalized to the person. I love a good solid morning routine with meditation, maybe just a 5-minute meditation. That's why I started the FLORA app that has meditation and reflux directed meditations and hypnotherapy. I will drop the link here because this is a really great way to kind of start your day. But also, like, just shifting more into gratitude. So gratitude listing, meditation surrounding gratitude. That gratitude is just going to light up your vagus nerve and help you shift into parasympathetic. When your body is in parasympathetic side of the nervous system, you can rest, you can digest, you can reduce inflammation. This is so much better for your digestion than being in the fight or flight side of the nervous system. When we're in fight or flight, sympathetic, our body cannot digest well. It just can't. We can't heal well, and your body essentially deprioritizes digestion. So we need to shift our body into parasympathetic. I love using meditation, the reflux hypnotherapy on the FLORA app. I love using gratitude. I love getting out in nature. All of these things are little nervous system snacks that can go a long way. Renee, I get a sharp pain back that started with reflux. It comes and goes, but still is bad. I am eating like you teach. Dr. Berg said it has to do with the gut and keto will help. Yeah, good question. I am not a big fan of keto diet. I only see people whose main complaint is reflux. That being said, oftentimes there's lots of other things going on. There could be SIBO going on. There could be IBS, IBD, but I don't recommend the keto diet. I don't think it's a good diet for reflux because it's very, very high fat, and fat empties from your stomach slower than any other micronutrient. So I don't really recommend the keto diet. Some people feel like it helps, and when it does help, I do wonder if they have more of like a SIBO dysbiosis situation going on. Renee is wondering if it's the gallbladder. Potentially could be the gallbladder, but if you have poor bile flow, I would not throw a ton of fat into your system because you need a lot of bile to break down all that fat. So you could feel a lot worse if it's a gallbladder issue. We want to kind of support the gallbladder in this scenario. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining this week's Q&A. If you have any other questions, I'll hang on for just one more minute. Do you believe that we should be seeing... Caroline Roto, do you believe that we should be seeing to our vagus nerve, please? I'm not sure what you mean by that question. Maybe you can retype. I think that we should all be supporting our vagus nerve for sure. I think we should all be supporting our vagus nerve with deep diaphragmatic breathing. Oh, stimulating. So Caroline, I don't know if you were here when I was just talking about that, but your morning routine, start there. Deep breathing, gratitude listing. If you can get out for a couple nervous system breaks, like think about two breaks a day. Like start with 1 minute. Journaling, meditating, getting in nature, stimulating gratitude. That's going to be really powerful vagus nerve support. All right, last question. Vika Vol, dealing with hunger before bed and night reflux, trying to eat something light like an egg, toast, banana, but anyway, have this reflux. So you ideally shouldn't be hungry before bed. If you're hungry right before bed, this means you didn't eat enough during the day. So you need to be eating a good breakfast, a good morning snack, good lunch, afternoon snack, and dinner, and you shouldn't be hungry before bed if you're eating enough during the day. So I think it's fine to have a snack if you're hungry before bed. But ideally, we want to have 2 to 3 hours before bed without food. So try to get more before and earlier in the day. All right, my friends. Okay. Loner 77, is the vagus nerve issue that it impacts digestion, or does it cause the LES? Both. If your nervous system is dysregulated, your lower esophageal sphincter is not going to close at the right time and your digestion is not going to be prioritized. So both. It can downregulate digestive juice production if your nervous system is dysregulated. Cassili, yes, lots of patients with no symptoms. Yep, for sure. Nasal passages can be inflamed from reflux. Reflux can impact the surrounding areas. All right. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Definitely come see me next week, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Thank you for being a part of this community. I so appreciate you. Thank you for watching my videos, sharing them with your friends, and I'll see you at the next Q&A.